Hello, welcome to the channel and welcome back to Resurwreck Autos HQ. So guys, it is Monday morning. I hope you had a great weekend. I did. It was really nice weather down in the south of the country. Yeah, just in the garden, hot tub, barbecue. It was just great. Yeah, really nice weekend. So, but we're back on it and it's supposed to be really hot today. It is really getting up there, the temperatures. But yeah, it is what it is. We've got to carry on, just do whatever we can. So today we are going to be working on the Nissan Note. I have got I think I've got the resistor to help, because the fan on the inside, the mechanism for the fan, the blower wasn't working at all. I'm hoping it's this resistor that I've got, but we're going to try that today as well. What else? I'm going to try and get the whole back end off as well. I want to look at the damage and see exactly what parts we need to order and find and get ready for that rear end, because it's a Cat S on the rear end. So let's bring it in. We'll have a quick wander around it and then we'll get cracking. Let's do this. Right, okay, guys, got the Nissan Note in the workshop. And yeah, the first thing I want to try is this £10 resistor that I got from Amazon. Apparently this is the problem that's causing the fan, the blower fan motor there, not to work. Apparently that is it. I've checked, done some research, looked into it, and it's behind the glove box. So the glove box has got to come down. It's behind there. And yeah, that should solve it. So I'm going to check that first and get on with doing that. The other thing, whilst we're in there and that glove box has completely been removed, behind there is a cabin filter. I also want to replace that cabin filter, part of the service. So we'll do that first. And then we're going to jump on the rear end, do a damage assessment, take the bumper off and check to see what's going on, strip it all down, take all the back end off, inside, just really sort of look what's going on and see what we need to do. Take the lights off, do you know what I mean? Just get it all stripped off. And yeah, just see how far we get to that. If we get enough time, we're going to do the service as well, and other little bits and pieces as much as we can, and just sort of use up the day on this Nissan Note. But I do want to find out what is going on and what we need to replace and what we need to order and what we need to find. Do you see what I mean? So that's why I want to do this today. Just want to quickly give you an update on the other projects and other vehicles I've got, because I know a lot of people ask what's going on with the electric van. Well, basically, is what you think is going on is parts. Got a lot of the parts, but we haven't got all the parts, and the body shop won't take it until we've got everything, the front end completely, everything we need. So we can line it up, 0, everything has to line up, everything has to go in, and everything has to be put back into place. So that is the reason why I haven't shown this for a while, because we're still waiting for bits. But we knew that because it's such a new vehicle, and it's such a new van. It's, you know, it's a year and a half old now, and it's just, the parts are just not on there. You can't get certain things. We're looking for a slam panel for the front end. You can't get them, only from Nissan. And they're just so expensive. So that's why we're sort of dragging on a little bit. It's because of parts, but we kind of knew that, didn't we, guys? And Mark knew it as well. He knew it. You know, we kind of would struggle a little bit in parts, but we'll get there. We will get there, and we are slowly getting there. With the Kia Picanto, you can see, and if you remember, we need the whole side, the doors, the wing, the seat, the airbags, the curtain airbags. We need loads of bits and pieces for that. And now I've got another one. So this is a donor car, Kia Picanto donor. And as you can see, we need the whole side, even the skirt, the seat. We've got to take the seat out. That ain't blown. So we need that. We need the curtain airbag. That one's gone off, but this one hasn't. Doors, wing, and basically anything else that I want off the car, I can have. So basically what happened was, another subscriber, another follower, he kind of does exactly what I do, apart from he's not on YouTube, but he does what I do. Got in contact with me and said, look, I've got one of these cars. You can have the car, take off whatever you want, just bring me the car back when you're done. So yeah, and that's exactly why I've got this, to fix our other one. This is newer, but it's got major damage on the front end. Engine is right pushed up. Yeah, this is a bad one. So that's why it's not a Cat B. I think it's still a Cat S, but it's still a bad one, and he doesn't want to go down the route of trying to repair it. So that's why we'll take off all the parts and get that done. With the Peugeot, the 3008, the blue one, that is at the body shop being messed around with. And that's it, basically. Everything else, everything that I've been fixing and having, the cars have sold. Everything. I've got no other I haven't got a car up for sale. That's just all I've got. They just go so quick. And yeah, we are going to continue now and do this one. What a hot day. I don't like walking out in the sun. Such a hot day out there. Anyway, let's just see what we can do. Drink plenty of water. So let's get set up, guys. Let's start off with that resistor and that blower motor and see if it solves it. Let's do this. Right, okay, guys, let me show you what I found and what I've done. First of all, the cabin filter. Do you know what? It's not that bad. Even it's not the original because it's Crossland. So someone has replaced this before. You know, it's not new, but it's in a good condition. It's not really, really bad. It's still, you know, it's still pretty much there. It's a bit dirty in the middle, but I'll get the air blower and blow out all these little bits and pieces. But it's not that bad. It's all right. So I'm going to put this one back in. That's all right to reuse. There's no point wasting money and putting a new one in if it's looking new, which it does. As to this, switched it over. I think that's a little bit burnt on that last pin. I don't know if it is. It could be a little bit burnt on that last pin there. See it? Just looks a little bit black and a little bit dirty. So it could be. But I switched it over. Let me show you the results after putting that £10 Amazon resistor in place. So now, when you switch it on, we've got the fans working. Not only is the fans working, guys, that aircon is cold. Really nice and cold. So I'm quite shocked that this air conditioning come on. Yeah, but the new owner is gonna love this. That is so cold, and obviously the fan is working as well now. So there we go, £10 Amazon fixed the blower, and it was just this resistor. So that's a result. So that's done. That's done. Let's now move on. What I want to do before we go ahead and have a look at this rear end, I just want to have a look at this door. I'll put all that back together all that back in. And then I just want to take off this door card on this passenger door and have a look at this damage here, just to see if I can push any of that out. There might be a beam or a bar. Normally there is a beam or a bar sitting somewhere on the doors. It could be the case. If that's the case, it's never going to bend back out because it's like a structural bar that goes inside the door. I don't know until we take this off. So let's get set up. Let's get this door card off. Let's get all that back together. And let's just see what we can do on this door for now. If we can't do any more, I'll leave it to the body shop to sort out. And then obviously the painter's going to have to paint that door as well. But that's obviously part of the repair. Not necessarily part of the accident. The accident was definitely on the rear. But because it's part of the car, it's still, it's still down to me to repair, basically. I've got to try and make these cars the best I can, and I think that needs to be sorted, repaired, and done for the car to look, just that little bit better when we go to get rid of it and sell it. So, yeah, let's get set up. Let's do this first, and then we'll move to the back. Let's do this. Right, guys, look at that. It has actually come out a bit, it's come out a bit. It's not come out perfect. I'm not saying that, but at least it's had a little bit of movement. A lot straighter on the bottom, and I've managed to sort of go from the other side and push it out. There isn't a bar there. The actual bar runs from like that and goes at an angle like this. So, yeah, I was managed to get underneath that part of the bar and push a lot of it out. And, yeah, I'll let the body shop, paint shop deal with that just to sort of make it a lot better. I've got to be honest, I could probably have a go at just buffing that, just cleaning it up. A lot of that might come up. It's just a scuff there. But it is going to need respraying, I've got to be honest, to put the door. So just to finish it off, especially where we're going to be doing a lot of paintwork on the back end. We've got that quarter to do all the way up there, and then the rear end, the bumper, stuff like that. I think it'll look nice if we can just get this done as well. It's a bit more money, but I think the end result and the finished product will look much better if we get that resolved and done as well. But yeah, for now, I'm going to leave that as it is. We're going to move on now to the rear end. So let me take the car over on the ramp, get it set up over there. I'll set you up on the tripod, and we're going to get this rear end stripped off and down. So yeah, let's have a damage assessment behind the bumper, and get up all the all the parts on the rear end. So let's take it apart. Let's do this. Right, guys, where is the crash bar? This hasn't... Where's the bar? Don't tell me they don't come with a rear crash bar and they just got these. What the hell are these supposed to do? I'm still a little bit shocked, I've got to be honest. Because, yeah, all there was inside the other side of the bumper was that foam sitting, is it that way? Yeah, that way. That's it. That was sitting like that. I'm just a bit shocked still that there is no crash bar going across. Surely, God. But this must have been the way they were. They must have been the way they were. So yeah, but you can see got a little crease here, that little crease there, but not much here. I've got to be honest. I think this part here and that part there took most of the impact. So, you know, it's just got to go to the body shop, and they've got to sort of push it out and stuff like that and mess around with it. I'm not really going to bother messing around with this. I think take it to the body shop, let them do it, and then we'll go from there. But I honestly thought I'd have to look for a crash bar and start, but it's just, yeah. I'm still a little bit shocked, really. But I think the bumper is definitely going to be repairable. That's repairable there. That's repairable, both sides. You just heat it up from the other side, and then the whole bumper will have to be resprayed. So that's what we've got to get done as well. But yeah, all I need to get is that reflector, because that's got to be changed. And yeah, that's all repairable. That's nothing. So that just can be repaired. Replace that reflector and then have it redone. The tailgate, I'm going to change that tailgate. So we've got to find a tailgate, which I think I've found one now. So we can do that. But yeah, just still a little bit shocked that that's like that, really. But yeah, it is what it is. I was going to get the polisher out and have a little go at this, you know, just to see if I can bring this back up. I wonder if I'll bring that back up with the polisher. I might have a go, because we've got a little bit of time now. Because, yeah. Or should I have a little go at pushing this out? I don't know whether or not we should have a go at pushing this out. Should we? Actually, yeah, I might do. Actually, I might set up the get the porta power hydraulic ram thing, set that up inside, and then just give it a little push out and just see what movement we can get on that. And then just let the body shop do the rest, really. But yeah, I like to have a little go. You know me. Let's just have a little play and have a little go. So yeah, let's get the car down and let's set up inside, get that little bit of pushing going on. Yeah, we can also repair the bumper and stuff like that. Get that sorted out as well, ready to go to a paint shop. And then, yeah, but I'm still no crash bar. All it was is a little bit of plastic. There's this little bit of plastic here on the end. I don't get it. Yeah, I suppose it is what it is. Let's carry on, guys. Let's get set up. Let's do a bit more. Let's do this. Right, okay, guys, check that out. This is why I try, because you never know. You really, really never know what it's going to come out like. So now, that hasn't got to be resprayed. Yeah, it's madness, isn't it? Just a little bit of elbow grease, and it just brings it back up. I had a funny feeling it may have done that, but until you really have a go at it, you just don't know. But look at that, sorted, done. And do you know what? I am going to have a go at a little bit of pushing out of this here, that there. A little bit of movement, a little bit of messing around, and then I'm going to do exactly the same thing with the buffer on this to see what it comes out like. Because if it's any good, this is going to stay as well as it is. But yeah, we just don't really know what it's going to be like. And it needs a cleaning up, really. I need to clean it up first, then try and get this moved out. There's no point trying to get the tailgate looking good with the buffer if I can't make this look any better. So yeah, I think I'm gonna leave this for the body shop. I don't want to mess around with that for him. Let him do that. All I'm gonna do is try and get this tailgate sorted out. We can get into there through there, but I think the best thing to do is to get this off here, get that down to see if we can get any sort of leverage or any sort of movement on this, and then just get that resprayed on the inside with a little bit of red, and that will save a few quid as well. Do you know what I mean? Because that's 150 quid, and you're never going to get it right colour. And it's just gonna, you know, it is a cheap little Nissan Note, innit? Let's be honest. So it's no point. That we've got to get done. We have to get that done. The less I spend on the car, the more it's, you know, in my pocket basically. And this is what it's always all about. It's just to try and get them done the best we can, but not wasting money. And that's exactly the same thing with the cabin filter. You know, that would have been a waste of money, 15, 20 quid on something that didn't really need to be changed. Now, I've just done this, and he would have charged me, 150 quid, £200 for that rear quarter that I don't have to now pay out for. So, yeah, let's continue. Leave that as it is. Let's do this and see if we can get in there and have a little play around with that now. So let's do this. Right, guys, what do we think of that? I've gone over with the polisher. I've had a little go at this. There's still a dent there. You can clearly see the dent there. There is. But I've checked out, like, the one that I found on eBay is the only one in this colour. They do a Nissan Note in a, not this kind of red. There's like a darker red, which is no good. I need to find this one. And I've only found one in colour. And it had scratches and marks all over it, and deep scratches as well. So even if I wouldn't have got the other one, this one or that one would still have to be resprayed. So I thought, let's just give it a go. Let's just see, you know, what this comes out like. I've got to be honest, now I've cleaned it up and had a good look at it, I think that side there, you can just see it there in the camera. I think that's pushed in and it needs pulling out again. That bit there needs coming out. You can see it, I think, there. But when I'm looking down on it, you can't actually see it, but I think that's because this part of the car is being pushed in, maybe. I don't really know. I'm going to speak to the body shop, send him some pictures, and if he's all right with just getting some of that out, I'm not really fussed about that, I've got to be honest. Let me just show you the edge. Like, it's not that bad anymore. Obviously, that needs a spray, bit of primer, and a little bit of base coat to clean that up. But the actual edge, it's not that bad. I can tap it around a little bit more to straighten that up, to get that up a little bit better. I think that needs to go up a little bit there, and maybe down there. But yeah, I can tap it about a little bit to mess around with that edge to get it a little bit better. But I can't actually get up there and into that gap and into that groove to be able to push that out, which is a shame. I did use a dentless removal kit puller to see if I can glue some tabs to the front, but it probably moved it a little bit. It probably pulled it a little bit, but not enough really. So yeah, may speak to the body shop as well, but I think that's all right. I think we're going to keep this tailgate. There's no point spending money again and wasting money and wasting time going to get it and that sort of stuff if this one is acceptable. Do you know what I mean? Because there is still going to be some battle scars around the car. You know, that's just the way it is. Because it's a 2011. It's not new. You know, it's an old car. It is an old car. But I think whoever comes to buys it ain't going to be too fussed with that, I've got to be honest. I wouldn't be. I'd be like, yeah, whatever, it's just 2011 car, it's a cheap car. Yeah, they'll be happy with it. But I'm still going to speak to the body shop. I'm still going to, you know, do the best we can for it. Let them do that part. Let them have a little mess around with the tailgate. I'll put that thing back on, the cover, tailgate and cover. I'll leave the lights off. I will give that a clean because it's filthy behind the lights and stuff like that, so I will clean that up as well. I'm probably going to leave these plastics, I've got to be honest. I don't think he's going to want he can remove them if he has to, but I think I'm going to leave them as it is, leave them like that. So yeah, right, I think I'm going to do now to finish off the day is have a little work on this bumper. Because there's no point polishing this because that's got to be resprayed because of that damage. So let's now have a little go at that, and yeah, get these little pocket things here pushed out with the heat hairdryer heat gun, and then get this basically stripped down, ready to go to the paint shop, and yeah, that should do us for the day. So let's do this now, guys, and let's just see how this turns out. Let's do this. Right, okay, guys, let's have a look. You see me doing that. So basically, I'm just sort of stapling it, pushing it together, heating it up with the heat gun, the plastic, just moving it about, manipulating it and moving it back into position, and then stapling it this side. So then what I'll do is I'll cut off those staples like that, all flat. Then I'll get some plastic bumper filler on that side, and then turn her over, and then do a little bit of work on this side. Just basically, all I've got to do this side is just flip that, that's it. All I've got to do is just basically just get the heat gun, not the heat gun, the staple gun with the flat bit, flatten that back off there, and then again a little bit of filler on this side, and then it's ready to be painted. But yeah, not too bad. I've just got to heat up the other side again, just push that out there. And I just want a little push out of here as well, just mess around with this a little bit better as well, before yeah, we get this painted, go to the paint shop. But it's getting there, it's getting there. So yeah, done quite a lot on this car today, but it is absolutely baking in here. The heat is incredible, so I've really got to get out and get back and just get, it's just so hot underneath this, just red hot with the roof and stuff. So I'm going to leave it there. That's going to be the end of today's video, guys. Let me know in the comments section below, how do you think I'm getting on? Give the video a thumbs up, and I'll see you tomorrow when we're going to be starting the Kia Picanto, the white one that I showed you at the front. We've got to strip down the donor car and start work on that one. But so far, so good on this. I'll just put the wheels on, and then I'll get it out the way and get the yeah, get the Kia Picanto in tomorrow. So thanks for watching. See you soon.